There's something about school lockdowns that hits different. You expect safety, normal days, friends, and teachers. But what if all of that changes in seconds? These are 3 real stories of students who went through terrifying lockdowns that still haunt them to this day. Make sure you turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and let's begin. It was the last week of senior year in 2016. Everything felt chill, just coasting to graduation. My friend Moose and I were cutting class, just smoking in my car in the senior parking lot when Mario, one of our friends who was in the lunchroom, texted us to come chill with him. As we walked toward one of the discreet back doors of the school, by the band and chorus rooms, Mario texted again, "Dude, lockdown." Right as we stepped in, the red flashing lockdown lights started blinking in the empty hallway. We were in the quiet part of the school, away from classrooms. I texted Mario asking if it was just a drill, but what I got back was worse than silence. "Dude, holy shit." And then 3 dots. Typing for 30 seconds. Then nothing. Moose and I started getting uneasy. We tried opening the auditorium doors. They were locked. That's when Moose tapped me on the shoulder and pointed down the hallway. Someone was speed walking toward us, dressed in black. At first, we thought it was a teacher. But as he got closer, we saw the white mask. Not a Halloween mask. It looked rotten, like a decaying face. We backed up, fast. The man didn't slow down. We ran toward the band room, praying someone would be inside. No one was. The door was locked. We split. I hid in a dark closet in the music department, lights off, behind a big plastic bin. I watched the hallway through the small glass window in the closet door and saw him, just standing there, watching. Then the door creaked open. I held my breath as he fumbled for the light switch, but gave up. He left. Later, I got a long text from Mario. A student had been stabbed in the bathroom by a masked man. The guy was never caught. I went to a poor high school in a rough neighborhood. Lockdowns and fire drills weren't rare, but this one was real. It was a cold day. Our teacher was mid-sentence when we all heard screaming from outside. He went to the window, looked out, then quickly shut it. Seconds later, the dean announced a lockdown. Lights off. Door locked. We all huddled in a corner. Then, louder screams, this time inside the school. A grown man, angry, deranged. No security guards, just us. The screams got closer, then banging on the door next to ours. We heard kids scream. Then the banging moved to our door. The small glass window on the door shook. He started screaming nonsense. And suddenly, the glass cracked. He reached his arm in. Our teacher didn't hesitate. He stabbed the man's arm with scissors. The guy screamed and ran. Minutes later, police arrived. He wasn't armed, but his intentions were clear. He came to hurt people. They said he was sent to a mental hospital. I'll never forget the sound of that glass shattering. California. My school did monthly lockdown drills. But one day, it wasn't a drill. I was in the cafeteria when the lunch supervisor's voice echoed on the mic. "Everyone stay calm. We're going into lockdown. Now." His voice was serious, shaken. The room went silent. Then, boom. A gunshot. From across the school. Students panicked. Some ran. Others ducked under tables. I stayed down with my friends, heart pounding. Then more screams. Across the cafeteria, we saw him. A kid with a gun. He raised it and fired at the cafeteria doors. The glass didn't shatter. But everyone scrambled for the side exits. I ran. Straight home. Police swarmed the school. Miraculously, only one girl was injured. And the shooter was taken alive. But fear like that, it leaves a mark. Sometimes the scariest moments don't happen in haunted houses or abandoned asylums. They happen in classrooms, in hallways, in the places we think we're safest. If you've made it this far, consider subscribing. And remember, reality can be much scarier than fiction.